Okay, this is the 1/2-inch Bosal with a hanger on it, and the hanger can actually fit on a 5/8, no problem. The point of this video is to show how this is put together and how it works. Now, I was shown this 30 years ago by a cowboy, and hardly anybody does it, which is irrelevant to me because it works really well, and I'll show you why after a bit. Anyway, this is the end product. So for those of you that get them from me, when you're all done, this is what it looks like. Thank you. So I have to take this apart to mail it to the lady that bought it, and then she's going to have to put it back together. So that's what you need to know. And then when you have these put together, if you watch, this is not sleight of hand, and it doesn't take a genius because I'm the one that made it, so you know it isn't that hard to do. But the problem is these have to be put on first for this to work. Well, that means you have to take the whole thing apart to do this. Now watch, here's the part everybody has a hard time with. This piece of leather was running through here. This piece of leather is nothing more than a piece of leather with 2 hitches in it.
Hang on, let's get real close. Good.
Twist. There's the loop. And the end goes through. Now you're going to do this wrong 5 times, and then the committee will have to actually do it, so don't worry about it. Everybody does it. That's one piece. Here's the other piece, because this is how you adjust the cheek piece to know the height of the Bosal. And if you'll notice the way the knot's tied, you go behind and back through so that it points towards the throat. You don't want to tie this the other way because it'll be laying around on the face of the horse and everybody will laugh at you. So here's the crown piece and the brow band. And these are the cheek pieces. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to assemble it so you'll understand how it's done. This brow band, as you can see, is just basically slipped right on top of the crown piece. So you've got that and the 2 pieces of leather that have to be put together. Okay, so you take one, doesn't matter which one, and my lovely assistant will hold this for me. And you make the 1/2 hitches first. Now you have a smooth side and a rough side. Put the rough side up and go in and through. And that's how you set the headstall. Twist it, rough side up, come in from to the inside. Don't go that way. You have your loops. You run your in through, and you pull. Now you have the cheek pieces. This little tab underneath there, you just kind of straighten it out when you get close, and it'll lay underneath there very nice. One of the reasons we have these made like this is because it's tight. So now the brow band and the crown piece need to end up this direction. So with the concho towards the front, I simply thread this through the hole, and you're going to notice there's a slight angle on the hole. I come in from underneath. Now I just go make a loop and back through itself. And then tighten it down, and of course you're going to have to move it for your horse. And so the other side, just come in from underneath. Try to get it as close to equal as you can, so when you start adjusting it's easier. Make a loop again. And put it through the loop. Now you have the headstall put together. So next you'll put it on the horse and adjust it to fit. Now to adjust the Bosal, which incidentally it's not a Bosal, it's called Bosal. Hate to be that way, but that's just the way it is. Anybody that lives west of Texas calls them Bosals. Now as you can see, there's too much slack here, okay? And on this particular horse, it's showing me that it needs to be about there. So you just simply take it up, and what's important is to check yourself from the front to make sure that it's even every time you do this. So the nose band is the same. And you don't need any tools, you don't need a lot of dexterity, believe me. If I can do it, anybody can. Now that's close to 4 inches from the nostril up. So when you get it adjusted to where you want it, understand that if you actually ride, that in about 2 weeks you're going to have to adjust it again because it's leather, it's soft, and it's going to stretch. That's what leather does. Now, you notice the brow band is just below the ear. Everything is set now. I got the height I want on this horse. Now here's the kicker, the throat latch. That's what this is all about. When you put the throat latch on, you pull the cheek piece away from the eye. That's what this is all about. Plus, if you just have a single piece of leather over here, you're going to lose your headstall. It's going to come off. The horse is going to rub, he's going to shake. I've seen horses shake, and their Bosal falls on the ground. So if you're riding kind of a woofy colt, that's not a really good thing to do. So it's just 2 slits in the leather with a pocket knife. This is called the blood knot. You stick the end through, then you take this one you just stuck through and open it up and stick the other end through. Now you twist them and you've got the knot. So that's what it looks like when it's complete, so that this isn't up here against the corner of the eye and it's down here flat. And also when you have the headstall with a flat piece of leather laying here, when you're sitting on a horse's back, it's easier for them to see you. If you end up with a real thick piece of leather or a buckle right there, they can't see you as well. And once again, if you're riding woofy colts, you really need them to see you all the time. So now the Bosal is set for this horse, so that when I pick up on it, you just focus in on this. When I pick up on this Bosal, the way I ride him, it touches this muscle first, and then goes to the bone later if I need to pull that hard. That's my mentality of how to ride a hackamore horse. If there was 5 hackamore horsemen standing here, you would get 5 stories. So now when I pick up on the rein, it touches that muscle. The drop is when I release it, it goes back down. That's the drop. So that's the release, which tells the horse I don't need anything. So when you pick up and you bump, you can put the horse in a frame. See that it's only about a ½ an inch between picking up and dropping. So this is why it's important to have a Bosal that fits. So many of them reach all the way back here, and you got like 8 wraps on there, and it's so heavy in the back that it's always pushing on the nose, and the drop is so drastic that it just pushes on the bottom lip. So there's a real correct way for me to put a Bosal on. But this hanger helps keep the horse square and comfortable and safe to ride. Before you get on a horse, if you've never had this on one, you need to work them in hand, which is what I'm doing. But they'll bridle up. This horse has had 2 years of a Bosal, so it's onto it. Anyway, that's what all this looks like. And you can appreciate now why when you get the head stall part that you order from me, you don't get this part, you're just getting this. So you have to take this all apart and put it back together. That's why the video. If you have any questions, ask Deb. Thank you.